Hello everyone. Today I really want to show you the Valuation Delta, our latest feature, and really a bit more than a feature. We are expanding the capabilities of what Equidam can do for valuation itself. So Valuation Delta is our suite of benchmarks. Let me show you how it works. So here, the first thing is that we filter down the benchmarks to get a relevant sample to compare our company against, right? So here we have an industry filter, a company stage filter that we're selecting all company stages right now, and we have geography, in this case, these 3 countries. We can see here the Equidam data as well as the Crunchbase data that we have integrated for the analysis, right? And we can see here how we filter it down to a relevant sample, right? So the first thing that we analyze is the valuation itself. So these are valuations coming from our database, always anonymized, always aggregated. Our data of our users is private and our first priority, obviously. But you can see here the aggregated data. We can see that in this case, the company Unicorn Inc. is maybe on the higher side of the median. We see more companies valued lower than Unicorn Inc. compared to higher, right? So that's an information already there. And then we have recent funding rounds coming from Crunchbase. Here we can see Unicorn Inc. configured against other startups that recently raised capital. And I'll show you in a second. You can go and explore each of these funding rounds and see what they are about. Furthermore, important for the valuation, we compare revenue growth and EBITDA margin. So here you can see Unicorn Inc. being slightly more conservative than the average. And then we can see top and bottom 25th and 75th percentile, just to give us an idea whether our projections are in range or not with what is quote unquote normal. And then we do the same thing for EBITDA margin. So we have, again, future forecasted EBITDA margin, average, and top and bottom, 25 and 75%. And then we have funding budget. So here we look at what the startup is raising compared to other startups and what is the money going to be used for. But let me show you a little bit what we can do, right? So if we want to investigate a completely different geography, let's say we want to investigate Italy, and we want to see, for example, software startups, right? So we have, obviously, all our industries are here. Not all our industries are gonna have, an incredible amount of data because we have 640 of them, but that's the possibility. It's always to increase the size of the filter to increase the size of the sample if the sample is too small. We allow samples when it's more than 10 companies. It could be that they are 10 good companies and they're very specific. However, because the data is anonymized and a bit larger, we generally suggest more than 30 companies. What you can see here is we got a sample of 97 companies in this case, right? And these are all fairly recent. We can explore how they look like. So we can explore here the number of FTEs, so full-time employees that they have. We can explore how old these companies are. So we see here that they are, median is between 4 and 6 years old. And then we can also see their revenue, right? So we can see that on average they have between 0 and 1.7 million in revenue. So if this sample is relevant, right, then we can continue. Otherwise, we can change it, obviously. So we can see here, let's say that Unicorn Inc. was also a software Italian company. We can see here that its valuation may be a little bit higher than the average, which might be fine or might be not fine, depending on what we believe about Unicorn itself. We can see here a little bit more detail, right? So we can see Unicorn is valued higher than 62% of the other startups in this case. And then we can see here the funding rounds benchmarks as well. And then in the recent rounds, as I was saying before, here we can really explore and we have the links. All these links go to Crunchbase and they show you the specific funding round. You can investigate what the company is about. You can investigate a lot. So yeah, so that's a sneak peek. There is a lot more in the details of the other tabs, but this is it for today. And I hope you like our new feature.